Technology is like an art of soaring exercise of the human imagination. That's coming from Daniel Bell. On that note, I welcome you gracefully to Engineering and You. This program is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon FNSC. Here's the reason why you see this program every Friday by 5:30. It's centered around STEM, science, technology, education, and mathematics. Of course, you know in the world we live in today, technology rules the world. My name is Miriam Usman. This is a two-way communication. You get to ask our guest questions and also answer our question on the program. And just maybe you stand a chance to win a prize on the program today. Please, when you call, try as much as you can to turn down the volume of your TV set. Now let's move quickly to the question of the day. The question of the day is, all but one are the qualities of an engineer. The first option there is visionary. The second is brilliancy. The third, option C, is resilience. And the fourth, which is youthful. Now, if you followed the program before now, you definitely will be able to answer that question. So if you know the question, if you know the answer to the question of the day, please do go to call us. Or you send us messages via our social media handles. Now, I will be introducing our guest as well as our topic for the program after this break. That's the question of the day. All but one are the qualities of an engineer: visionary, brilliancy, resilience, and youthful. Now, just send us messages or call us and tell us the correct answer on that question. The program will be back after this break. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. It's good to know that you're still there. Now, on the program today, Engineering and You, we're looking at innovative ideas in waste management. Now, a lot of people do not know that waste management requires innovative idea. And yes, to take us further on this conversation, today I'm being joined by Engineer Ismail A. Adenuga. He's FNSCE. He's a chairman, NSE Abeokuta branch. It is an honor to have you on the program today, sir.
Oh, good evening, Miriam.
You're
welcome.
It's a
pleasure being here this evening.
And how is the entire members of NSC?
Oh, they are doing great. Every one of us, we are in good condition. We give thanks to Almighty God.
Yes. So our topic today, innovative ideas in waste management. Now, I know you have your slides ready for us today. Well, I just want us to create a form of basis or foundation for our conversation today. What's the relationship between waste management and innovative ideas?
Well, there are a lot of things that comprises innovation in waste management and waste management. And firstly, before we drill into the topic critically, I want us to understand what wastes are. What do we mean by waste? According to Wikipedia, waste are unwanted or unusable materials. Or we can say waste is any substance discarded after primary use. So we can also say a material is a substance that has undergone a process. After undergoing that process, it is now discarded, eliminated, or no longer useful after it has completed its process. That is the simple definition of waste. And we have waste all over around ourselves. Take, for instance, if you drink a bottled water now, if you drink bottled water and you discard the bottle has become a waste because it has served its purpose. You have finished the water that was packaged in the bottled water. Little to all these canned drinks that we do, all this canned food we bought, by the time they completed their process, that is, when we have finished using them, it's become waste that is going to be disposed of. So when we now talk of waste management, how do we manage all this waste? A lot is also involved. When you say waste management, it refers to the various schemes to manage and dispose waste. It can be by discarding, it can be by destroying, processing, recycling, reusing, or controlling the waste. The prime objectives of the waste management is to reduce the amount of unusable materials. To reduce the amount of unusable materials and to avert, so as to avert potential environmental hazard in our environment. So we have 7 hours of waste management. One is rethink. When you are going to rethink, what kind of consumer do I want to be? When I want to, if you think within yourself, what kind of consumer do you want to be? Do you want to be a consumer that will be creating a lot of problem by what you consume into the environment? One has to think of it. Before you buy something that is useful for you. Then you refuse. It's almost very, very similar to that of rethink. You think of what you want to buy and its implication on the environment. Think of what you want to buy. So before you buy it, what is the implication of this in our environment? Is it going to contribute seriously in the environment to the waste problem we are having in the environment? You have to think of it before you buy, so as you know the implication on the environment. And the next one is reduce. That means you buy less, you buy products that have little or no packaging and that last a long time. So what that means is this. Take for instance, you buy a bottled water. The bottled water can still be used for some other things. You can still use the bottle for another things. So borrow instead of buy. There are some things you can borrow them instead of buying your own. Because by the time you buy your own, you use it just once and it is no longer usable. All these are not good in our environment. That's why we have to reduce waste to the barest minimum. Look at what, if you want to buy food, buy the food with packages that can degrade easily. Those are the things you look at when you want to reduce waste. Reuse, you make use of these usable materials. A lot of things are being reused. You have glass. If you buy a glass, so a product inside a glass, by the time you finish that product inside the glass, you can still clean the glass and reuse it. You can put your salt inside the glass. You can put the sugar. You can put sugar in the glass or on some other things. Ditto to bottles. You can use bottles for storing water, for storing oil, for storing so many things. All these can be reused. We are talking of repair. That is the word. You try to fix before disposing them. So we have some people in our environment damage, they just throw it away. This is contributing a lot into our environment. You should still try to think of a way, look for a way of repairing that item. Take for instance our television system. If something spoils in the television, you can still repair it instead of throwing it away until it is no longer usable. That is when it is appropriate for you to dispose that item. So that is what is meant by the repair, and this harms the environment and uses more of the earth. This harms the environment and uses more of the earth resources to make new items. So make sure you use that item completely until it is no longer repairable. Then you can then dispose. Then we have recycle. We have some recycle, putting it back into the waste stream to be used to be used for something else. Take for instance the bottles. All these bottles we are looking at, they can be, you see people packing bottles these days. They can be recycled to make so many things. You can recycle them, they can be used to make interlocking stones. I mean the bottles, you can recycle to make interlocking stones. You can recycle them to make mats. You can recycle them to make bags, to make art, and something so on like that. Then regifts. The regifts, that is, you pass, take for instance our clothes. Well, for us, if you buy a cloth today, and after a year, so you have some people like that, after a year they want to change their wardrobe. That means that cloth is no longer useful to you. but you can still transfer that or give it to another person that will need that cloth. Is just an example. Ditto to our shoes. So that is what we mean by the regift in waste. Then now talking about innovation. This is a practical implementation of ideas that result in the introduction of new goods or services, or improvement in offering goods or services. That is introducing new ideas or ways of doing something, an age of technological innovation. So I just want to give an example of innovations adopted to reduce waste. One, companies making use of waste paper to produce another paper.
That's true.
We have them a lot in this environment these days. Use of waste waste product to produce compost manure. All these our garbage, all these items, waste that can decompose easily. They can be used to make manure. And you know what we use manure for? Manure is very useful when we are doing our planting on our farm. It will help our plants to grow very well. Then waste to energy. Like in our dump site, we have methane. You can tap. We are in the dump sites. We have gases on the dump site. You have methane. You have ethane. All these can be used to generate electricity. Then you have the biodigester. That is, the biodigester is converting human waste into gas. We have some toilets in some buildings these days. You see people talking about biodigester. Instead of having the normal soak away in our home, we can make use of that biodigester. It will convert the waste into gas. And if it is properly done, that gas, you can use it for cooking at home. That is one of the beauty of the biodigester.
Wow.
You can tap the gas and use it for cooking at home. Then when you are talking waste plastic bottles, you can use that for artistic work, like I said earlier on. You can use waste bottle for artistic work. You can use it for interlocking stones and so many things. You can use it to make pallets, to make button and the like. Some people also converting some of these waste bottle tires. Some people convert them like tires. Some people convert tires into oil. So there are a lot of the plastic bottle can be reused to package other products as well. It's an example of how to reduce waste money, and we have these smart technologies, and that is very, very the latest innovation we have in the waste management industry now. So what do we mean by smart innovation? A number of innovative companies are working on existing new waste management systems and technologies that are specifically designed to build a more sustainable waste management industry. And these technologies come in a variety of different forms and address a number of different issues affecting the waste management industry. One thing they all have in common is desire to reduce pollution, streamline the waste collection system, and protect our environment. An example of this is the A1 recycling robot. It's a robot. The A1 recycling robot was designed purposely to do what? To identify and sort waste that are recyclables. It will identify waste that are recyclable materials, and this will increase the efficiency and reducing the need for human workers. It is going to reduce the number of workforce that we need in sorting our recyclable materials at our dump sites. So this is one technology that the waste management innovation have brought into line, just to reduce the normal way of waste management we are used to in the past. Another example is the pneumatic waste pipes. These pipes, you have some waste bin. They are linked to a pipes underneath. So they will collect, once you drop your waste inside the waste bin on top, so everything will go down into the pipe, and the pipe will transport it to the collection center. And at the collection center, it will be segregated, it will be sorted before it is collected for final disposal into the dump site. These are new innovation in the waste management industry. What are the benefits? that we can have from this innovation in waste management. One is we have a better, the aesthetic is going to be improved. The amount of water, our amount of waste that is being washed away, amount of waste that is being washed away during the rainy season will be reduced. And in that will always minimize flooding in our environment, because most of the flooding we have in our environment are people normally dump waste into the bodies whenever it rains, and by the time it gets to you, plug and block, and the water starts spreading everywhere. So it's going to be of our environment, and the improved health. We won't have disease out environment. You have less disease. There will not be what we be breathing in is going to be improved. We breathe in fresh air. The rate at which we will be falling sick is going to be reduced, because what we inhale also contributed to our health being. Thank you. I think that's all for the innovation waste.
Thank you so much, Ismail, at this presentation. And let me but due to some technical malfunction with us here, we're not able to project you to follow what's on the program. Now, while you were saying something, you did mention, while you were giving your presentation, you did mention that when you buy these things, try and get materials that are degradable. My question would be, what if some of these degradable materials are not available? Like you want to buy something from the mall or from the shops, and then they give you nylons, to package these things. Now you can't reject them because there's no other alternative. And I think we're talking about climate, we're talking about something that will be of importance to the climate as well, and even our environment. So for us now, who do not have the immediate capacity to change that, what can be done in that aspect?
Well, if you like to ask, if you go to a mall to purchase something and you are given nylon, on a good day, nylon can still be kept. You can still make use of the nylon.
Okay.
You can reuse it.
Okay.
So that is what is available presently.
Okay.
But we have in some occasions these days, if they want to pack food for you, instead of using plastic, you use them making use of paper. They use the paper to pack the food for you.
All right.
So
thank you so much. Let me quickly remind our viewers that you can don't forget, you can call us to answer our question for the day on the program. Engineering on You is centered around science, technology, education, and mathematics. So don't be surprised if we're talking about climate on the program today. We want to also urge people watching that if you're interested in science or have any innovative idea, especially for children between 15 years and above, please do well to reach out to us, and your ideas can be communicated to us. We also welcome companies that are interested in growing and developing the ideas of these young people in Nigeria. You can call the number of the chairman of NSE, and so we are privileged to have him on the program today. So just before you wrap up, you would have to call your number for those who are watching, so they can call you or share their ideas with you. Now, we're still on the question for today. If you know the answer, please do well to answer the question of today. Last week we talked about the characteristics of an engineer, and we told you that we have different qualities. What are the qualities of an engineer? We have option A, visionary; option B, brilliancy; option C, resilience; and option D, youthful. Now, if you know the answer, please do well to call us before this program ends today. So as a form of wrapping up on the program today, what's your final advice to everyone watching?
Well, firstly, I want to use this medium to implore companies that are willing to partner with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, especially as regards the innovation of the young engineers. It is between the ages of 15 and 22, 15 years and 22. So any company that wishes to partner with the Nigerian Society of Engineers is highly welcome to join on with us, so that we can assist this younger generation to thrive with whatever innovation they have in mind. Because most of them, they are idle, they don't see anybody to assist them. That is why this program is put on the air, so that we want to assist the younger one to grow. Those that have that ideas. Then again, I want to see on the topic that we discussed on, please let us imbibe the culture of reusing our waste so as to reduce the amount of waste we'll be having in our environment. So that we can all be healthy and live longer. And my number, like they say, is 080 for anybody that want to share any innovative ideas with the Nigerian Society of Engineers or want to partner with us in that regard. My number is 080 3640 1944. And the other number, the vice chairman number, you can also be contacted. That is 080 3414 4107. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Ismail Adoniga, for coming on the program today. This is how far we can go on the program. Thank you so much for watching Engineering and You. Don't forget this program is brought to you by Prince Engineer Yamisi Shilon, FNSC. My name is Miriam Usman. I will return next week with another guest on the program. But just before leaving, let me remind you that the question for the week is as follows. Mechatronics is an arm of transport engineering, true or false? That's the question of the week. Please, if you know the answer, call us or send us a message via our social media handle, and just maybe you stand a chance to win a prize on the program Engineering and You. We'll return next week with another guest, of course. Until then, please do take care of yourself. Bye for now and Happy New Year.